Hey, this is Mahesh here for Beardbrand, and I am in Gentlemen and Rogues Club, back home where I should be. This is Scott, and he's having a beard trim and a haircut. So Scott, tell us what you haven't done.
Tight on the sides, please. So I think last time we went at 2 with the clippers, and then keep it long on top to sort of, because it's thinning out a bit.
Okay.
You know, just give that illusion of some hair being there.
All right.
But maybe with a bit more texture, because I find it just sits there a bit flat, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then the beard is, I think this is the length for me, so it needs a bit of a trim back.
Okay, so you want to keep the length pretty much as it is.
Yeah, maybe go a bit shorter, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're going to have it tied up, it will look a little bit tidier. Yeah. Maybe taper in the sides a little bit to blend in with the haircut. Yeah. And then really reshape this. The moustache looks nice.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a bit wispy on the end there.
Yeah, I can take the little ends off, but the actual density of the moustache I really like. So why don't we keep the density of the moustache, just take off the tips off the ends, blend this all in here. Do you want to keep the cheeks natural, or do you want to sharpen them up?
I think natural's fine, just from a maintenance point of view.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise,
yeah, it's just when you, I mean, it's fine when I do it, but obviously when you go home, you've got to keep it up. Okay, so and then we'll just tidy this a little bit around here, just reshaping everything. Ready? When you, regards to what you were talking about with the haircut, and you were talking about, so you want to keep the length because you want to give it the illusion that there's still lots of hair there, but you also want to have texture in it. Okay, so length and texture generally don't work well, because all that happens is you keep the length, which looks fine, and then when you texturize it, it ends up looking wispy. So it ends up looking long, wispy hair. So you end up looking like Donald Trump. So if you want texture, what I would suggest is have a little bit more off the top, so then we can texturize it. It won't look like you've got less hair. All right. What makes it look like you've got less hair is when you grow it too long, and then it starts looking like a comb over. So actually, the shorter it is, the denser it actually will look. So I'm not saying go for a short haircut. What I'm saying is, you maybe take a bit more off than you maybe anticipated, and actually, make sense? Okay, cool. Okay, so Scott's come into the barbershop with nice, clean, dry hair, which is nice to see. So I don't have to wash it and then dry it before I start. I'm going to go in with a 2. We're using the Cordless Magics from Wool. They are lovely clippers, just in case Wool want to send me some clippers. Is that right, Scott?
Absolutely. Send me some too.
Yeah. What sort of jeans do you like, Scott? Do you know what? Right, talking about jeans, right? About 10 years ago, I bought my very first pair of 501s. Because everyone used to say that 501s were like the best jeans ever, don't they? They're the most uncomfortable pair of jeans I ever had. Really? The cut is really weird on them. Huh?
I always find the seams really hard.
The seams are really hard, and like no matter, and I spoke to somebody who works in denim, right? He makes denim for a living, and he reckons that you should never wash your jeans.
Yeah.
You could spray them down if you've got if you get something on them, you can spray them down and clean them with a little bit of cleaning fluid or something. But you should never wash jeans; they should be as they are. Okay, so we're going to go around the back, and we're going to go up to about the O-bone here. I don't want to go any higher than that because Scott wants to keep some of his hair on top and create a bit of weight through there, create a bit of shape through there. So we're just going to go in really through the midsection and working our way around to the back, and then come around to the side, and we're going to the temple, and we're just flicking it out from the temple area really so that we can blend it in. Okay, so we're clippering over comb, just blending in that line, taking out that weight line. And it's really nice and considerate of Scott to come in with dry, clean hair. It's really nice to work with. It's really easy. It's so much easier to clip a hair when it's dry I still see people on YouTube and stuff clippering hair wet, and I just don't understand why they do that. It clogs up your clippers. You can't really see where you're going with the work. I mean, if it suits them, it's great, but for me, it's just not something that I do. Okay, we're going to go in. What I'm going to do, just while I've got the clippers in my hand, I am just going to just taper in just the beginnings of the beard. So I'm going to open my guard, so I've got an open 2, and I'm going to come in and just take off that little edge, just to get that little blend in there. That's the beginnings of the blend. And we'll do it both sides because he's got 2 sides to his beard. Some people don't. They look a bit crazy. While we're here, I'm just going to use my detailers. Cheers, mate. Just going to use my detailers just to marry these 2 together. Clean up behind the ear. Okay, I don't want to cut like a hard parting in. So we're gonna blend it in. We're gonna take this little step out. We're gonna take this little step out here. We're gonna take that weight out of there, and we're gonna blend it in, and then we'll have a look at the length on the top. Okay. This is what you'll find. Like as you start to, as it starts to feel a little bit thinner on the top. You'll find that actually the sides feel really weighty. So that's why we sort of sometimes suggest that you go a bit shorter on the sides, just so you get the balance back into your haircut. It's really important to remember that. Well, I was just saying to Scott that when you're creating a shape, it's about being really mindful of how far up you blend. We clip it up to this point, but we're still cutting up to here, so it's really important to be mindful of the fact that if you clip up just a little bit too high, can completely alter the balance of and the shape of the haircut. Let's have a look at this length on the top then. So I'm going to push this all forward. So at the moment this is being kept longer on this side because you've been combing it over. What I'm going to make a suggestion is that we stop it from looking like a comb over. All right. So we balance out that haircut so that it will go over to one side still, but you don't have to have this long bit of hair. Yeah. Should we do that? Try not to cough, mate, when I'm talking and filming here. All right. Trying to get attention, Carlos. Look at him. Yeah, trying to get in the shot, mate. It's supposed to be at work, mate. Okay, so we'll start here. And we're just taking the weight out. So we can see where the previous haircut's been, so we can see the comb over section is long, so I'm going to cut it to the length that's already here, and we're just going to nip the ends of that off. And Scott's like, "Oh my God, you're cutting all my hair off."
That's why you came to the bar.
Exactly.
No one told me.
No one told me he was going to cut your hair off. I thought he was just going to check my prostate.
Oh, hang on a minute.
That's why we wear these aprons, mate. These are splash proof. Okay, so you can see that it goes over. It doesn't actually look that much shorter, but you've lost this bit here, which just flaps around in the wind. So it's like you know, even if you don't want to put any product on it, you don't have to think, oh god, I've got to put something on it, otherwise you get that overhang as well. So it stops that overhang, but it's still actually, when you've styled it, it won't look too much different. All right. So we're just going to blend this side in. And then we just come back this way, just checking off the haircut. Just down through the middle. So we're just coming in with the heel of the detailer. Just taking off this little corner. And then just going to go and do the hairline. So just leaving the hairline nice and natural. In the barbershop here, we always sort of leave it slightly either tapered or natural. We don't tend to box it off. It doesn't grow out very well like that. When you box it off, it just doesn't. You know, within like a few days, it just doesn't look very nice. I think it always grows out much nicer if you can leave the hairline natural. So we've just softened it out, just push it out a little bit. I'm not using the clippers on Scott's beard because we're not taking too much off. We're just giving it more of a maintenance trim. And I want to make sure that he keeps hitting me with his camera. Yeah, Carlos was going to be a wildlife photographer, and then he got bitten by a cheetah because he was so close to it, and he didn't realise. It's like, wow, that's really close.
The camera got really annoyed.
He just hit the cheetah in the face with his camera.
Fuck this wildlife business.
So we're just going in, like I say, with the scissors this time, just because I want it to look softer. I want it to have a softer edge to it. Generally, the haircut is a bit softer, and the beard is as well. You know, we're leaving the cheek line natural. So we're just leaving that a little bit softer in here. Oh, Carlos, have you just zoomed in on this?
No, not interested.
Are you not interested? What?
Zoomed in, eh? Come in, mate.
Yeah, film it. Okay, so Scott wanted a little bit off the ends of his moustache. So we're just going to come in, really gently. And with the ends of the moustache, it's really amazing how you can just take a tiny amount off, and you think it is such a small amount, but it feels so different. And I would say to anybody out there who's trimming their own moustache, like,
Go to the barber.
be really careful if you're trimming your own moustache. If it looks like, oh, just a little bit off the ends, when you move it around, it feels like a really big difference. So it looks like I'm hardly taking anything off, but it will feel different. Now, do you want anything off the lip, or are you happy just to push it to one side and just grow it out a little bit?
I'm kind of like it sort of falling straight down a bit.
Okay.
But there are the odd hairs that just get on the lip.
Okay, let's hold it then. So what I tend to do is push it to one side. And then just go in underneath. So that looks better, doesn't it? Just taking that shape. Just taking it in on the sides. So what it is, I cut the underneath section of your moustache, but we left this heavier on the hair, so it still looks nice and full, but it sort of keeps it tidy away from the lip. All right?
Yeah.
Let's dry it through, and let's see if we need to do anything else. See how it looks, all right? Might take a little bit more weight out of the sides there, but we'll see, all right? So we're going to go through the texturizers just on the weight line. Soften up that weight line. I'm not going in too deep, just tipping the edges. And it really helps that blend. You can really see that, like as I drop it down, like you can really see the blend softens right up. I only got all these tattoos because I wanted to be a barber. That's why Dave's not very good at his job, because he hasn't got enough tattoos yet. He hasn't got any neck tattoos or hand tattoos, so he's not like a proper barber yet. Hey Dave. Okay. So a little bit of matte product in the hair. And then a little bit of oil maybe in the beard.
Cool.
Happy with that? A bit of fingering. A little bit of temple smoke.
I used it for the first time last night.
So I'm just going to go in and tidy up your neckline. How does that look for you?
Very good.
Is that okay? So you've got a bit of texture on the top, but it does, it doesn't look too short. And then we just tapered it in the sides, and then we did that with same. Kept the cheeks natural. Moustache looks better, I think.
Yeah.
And I just kept the length through the front here.
Very good.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Good work, thank you.
There you are, sir.
Happy?
Very happy, as always. Get your hair cut here, guys.
Beardbrand is a premium men's grooming company with products not only for your beard, but also your hair and body. Do yourself a favor and head over to beardbrand.com and take care of yourself. Or you can stick around and watch a few more of our awesome videos.